Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I can mushrooms. These are just your organic whole white mushrooms. They go on sale once or twice a year. Just had them just go on sale now for 99 cents for a package. Usually they're like $2.49 a package. So I buy a bunch of them. I can them up. So what I use on my pizzas, anything that calls for it. Really easy to do. Well, first, let's get started on getting these out and washing them. So you just kind of, peel it off. There they are. In this kind of package, usually they're pretty clean. But see, like there's a spot there. I still go ahead, soak them in the sink over there, and scrub them off, hand scrub them off. So I've got 15 here. I've got another 10 out there in the fridge. I guess I'll get to scrubbing and we'll be right back. Alright, I got all those cleaned already and I've already cut some up. I'll show you the better picture of the pan before we're done. But let's go ahead and slice these up and get them in the pan. Before I forget, all those little containers that these came in, save them. You could recycle them, which is fine, but if you save them, you could always find someone at, like, say, a farmer's market or that would love to have them to put product in, because it's free and reusable. All right, let's get to the cutting. Now, you'll have different kinds. See that? That one's really nice. It's thick. And you see how it's white all the way up against the stem. That should slice really nice. There's another one. Now, when they get, I'm guessing it's a little bit older or that, you'll see them start to break apart, or like this one here, and they open up. Now, still taste just as good, still good, they just cut a little bit harder. The other thing I'll say, I try to leave the stems in. If you don't want the stems in, they're still tasty, they're still good. Go ahead and cook them up, and you can use them to blend up to make like cream mushroom soup or something like that, or just put them in a stew. But so if you want to, pop them out like that. There's your mushroom. Now this one I'll still cut up, throw in there, and I'll can it. I'm gonna do that real quick. I just kind of cut them up so that they're good strips. Throw them in. All right. What I like to do, cut a flat on one side, throw that guy in. Now it'll sit there just like that. Won't wobble, won't do anything like that. You just go long cut. I'm not about perfection. These things are going to cut down, they're going to shrink when you cook them. So I'm not too worried about a nice consistent thickness. If you are, that's great. Go ahead and can a bunch, or can some. See how thick you want them after they're done, and then do it that way. You may have to make them a little bit thinner, or a little not. I'll tell you, the ones that are like this, it's hard to get those to slice thin. Maybe if you had, this is kind of a thicker knife. If you had a thinner knife, like a fillet knife or that, you could probably slice right down through it. I'm just using my normal kitchen knife. Okay, I set these aside because I wanted to show you. When you have some big ones, I'll cut them down in half. That way, they fit in the can better. So, and I think it was the channel Sutton's Days where I heard her say, I'm not showing you how to do it, I'm showing you how I do it. Because there's lots of ways to do all this, and each person has done it their way or a different way 100 times, and their way's better. Try it. Try every way that you want to try, and find your way. But this is my way. I'm just trying to help people who normally wouldn't do this or wouldn't know how to do it, and give them some tips and pointers. Okay, see all this yummy goodness here? That's going in the pot too. I put that all in the pot because I'll use this broth when we're done, and I can it because it makes great sausage gravy, or you mix it with anything else for a nice mushroomy flavor. Like I said, that's all of it. The pan's pretty big. It's full. All right, now we want to get it over on the stove and start cooking it down. Okay, as you see, they've actually gone down quite a bit, and they're boiling. Now I'm going to let them go ahead and boil for about 10 minutes, and then that should make them pliable enough to fit them in the jars easier, and pre-cook them just a little bit. This stage isn't really about cooking them at all. It's more about just making them a little bit limper so that they'll actually fit and pack better into the jars so you can get more in them. As you see, there's a couple whole ones in there. They were small, and so I was going to do those separate and put them in their own little jars. All right, we got about 6 more minutes. Okay, they're all cooked. Well, blanched and ready to go into the jars. Now, I didn't bring the whole pot over for one, that's too hot. Two, it's easier to handle for you to see. I'm just using 1/4 pint jars, just because these are almost perfect if you just want some for a pizza. This is what I'll do first. In the other packages I have, I might do a little bit different. But we'll start with this. So, I'm not going to preach to you about how to can. I sanitize these, heated them up, they're good to go. Check it out if you want to, how you can sanitize and boil them. Hot soapy water. Lots of people have different ways of different things of doing it. It comes down to, you want to fill them up about to that first lip right there. So about 1/2 inch or so above the top. Like I said, with these, you see the little lip right here. And we'll put the juice in them. Now here, some people will use just regular water. I will use some of the juice, the actual broth, to put in because these were very clean. If you get them bulk, a lot of times they'll have a lot of dirt in them because that's what they're grown in. These organic ones usually are very clean. That's why I really like to get these. So I'll start filling them up and we'll go from there. Don't worry about getting on the rim because when we're done, we'll wipe that all down anyways. And these will shrink, so you can actually go, how well you can see that. See, it's actually above that rim a little bit. So we'll do that because they'll still cook some. All right, let's get these all filled up. Okay, as you see, I'm making quite a mess. That's why the towel's there. Okay, I think everything's got the fluids on it though. Go back, check a couple of these. Okay, now you put a teaspoon in a quart jar. Usually half a teaspoon or more, give or take, in a pint jar of stuff. It just depends on your taste for these. For these, I'm going to put about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt into each. I have canned them with and without, and I will tell you, they are fine. They will keep. You don't have to add the salt, but I think it really accentuates the flavor and brings out the mushroom flavor. So I always add the salt. But if you're going for more of a low sodium, then you can actually leave the salt out and it still will be good. And this is just canning salt, non-iodized, just regular salt. Just a tad bit more in that one. And that's it. Okay, now we're going to take a rag. Paper towel is usually what I use. A little bit of vinegar on it. Wipe each of these rims. And then we're going to put lids on them. And the tricky part here is depending on where you live, elevation, other things, it can change how you can. Here, I do believe it's 11 pounds of pressure is what you want to get it up to. And you're going to pressure cook them the same as you would for pint jars, just to be safe. So about 40 minutes. Some go up to 45 minutes. I think 40 minutes will be fine for this. The pints, I think I usually do around 45 though. But I've done them at 42 and they are 40 also, and they've done just fine. So I'll get these going and I'll bring it back for the final look. All right, fresh out of the pressure cooker. They're still bubbling, still popping. Got the pressure cooker reloaded. Looks like we're going to get 37 quarter pints out of 15 8-ounce mushrooms containers. That's a lot of math. Okay, and as you can hear over there, I've got the stock simmering down, or the broth simmering down, and then I'll can that too. That might be another video. Alright, thanks for joining me again. I hope today maybe you learned something. Maybe now you'll go buy some extra mushrooms and can them. If you like mushrooms, that is. Alright, well, remember, we'll get through this. We're all in it together.